boys, that is the difference between having a good agent and a bad agent. We're talking about good and bad players. You will never see Jorge Mendes or Mino Raiola. We can criticize them as much as we want, money grabbing, whatever. They would never do anything like this. They would have had already made that price with Manchester City known, and they will kind of advise them differently. Yes, we can talk about greed. We can talk about a lot of things, but you can now see how important it is for great players to have great agents in those terms. Harry Kane tried to do two things that was not possible. On the one hand, stay popular among the Tottenham fans and then still get to move, being the captain for the club and your country. That is not possible. And what is this thing about saying I'm going to stay in Tottenham this summer? What happened to this season? I'm going to stay at Tottenham and so on. Well, I mean, they put so many buzzwords into that tweet, but they couldn't manage that. Man, that is hilarious.
Jules, did Manchester City really offer £150 million?
Yes, they did. I believe that's true, but they clearly didn't want to go higher. And I think to get Kane, they would have had to go higher, and they didn't want to. That's why he's staying. That's why he was forced to stay. And I think you can also sense it in the tweet that Jan was referring to right now, which is really, I mean, hypocrite is a very small point towards that tweet. But yeah, that's the price that City were happy to pay, not more. Spurs didn't take it.
Wow.
See, I'd have come out the opposite. I mean, I wouldn't have made a statement first and foremost.
Yeah, exactly.
But all this trying to appease supporters, who cares?
Yeah.
Every man and his dog knows he wants to leave, and rightly so. Tottenham are a club that are just pottering along, you know, without any real ambition of challenging. I know they've been in a Champions League final under Pochettino. That was an anomaly. But they're not going to challenge over 38 games, and they're not going to be back in the Champions League final anytime soon. So it's understandable that the player wants to go. So please stop with all this trying to appease supporters. Supporters will be appeased if he goes back in the team and starts scoring goals. Yeah. The bottom line here goes back to the representation, and the boys are right. Whoever it was, I don't care. But also on the player himself, which I think Shaka mentioned. If I'm doing a deal, and I know I'm doing this deal to get myself a wage rise and to keep the valuation for the club at a good price, so everyone's happy, I say to my agent, make sure we get a 100 million or whatever it is clause in this contract, because I'm only here for a limited period of time, and then I want to make that big move. Yeah. So it's not just about, and I do agree with Jan, you know, and I don't like some of the way these agents do it, but they do it successfully for a reason. But I don't like the fact that the player doesn't have, or the player should have, a strong say in what goes into your contract. And Harry Kane has really, really slipped up here in terms of leaving it all down to whether one club pays enough and whether Daniel Levy will accept that. That goes completely out the window, like Erling Haaland has in his contract and others, when that release clause is met at a certain time.
La Liga. Stream every match on ESPN+.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.